Oh, thought I had my mic on. Evidently, I didn't have my mic on. Guess that's not going to work too good. Welcome for the people that's here. Nice. Oh, by the way, I also wanted to say about the tutorials. I should have the first tutorial up by Monday on YouTube. What you are currently watching now is just me. You in the room with me making some music. I do give a little tips and how to do things as I'm going through, but the tutorials will be more in depth. A lot of times I don't get a chance to see the comments or the questions or whatever that case may be. Um, so I just try to get through a beat. Um, and then I mix it and then I put it out on TikTok the next day. But all social platforms, Kanata Beats, you can get me there. Also in the Patreon page I just started. So we just getting the whole thing going, man. So welcome. Let's see. Tech. I'm just grabbing the bottom notes. Hopefully, what I'm gonna do with the bottom notes is make a bass line, basically. And this is how you pretty much make a beat from other notes, from another MIDI. This is actually some MIDI out of a pack by Cymatics. But how to build around that. And so that's what I'm gonna show today. So now what I'm doing is just the bass line. So you already know, for the people that that's been tuning in, I have my coffee, I have my water. This is Fiji water. I'm telling you. They need to pay me as much as I talk about Fiji water, but it's like so good. I'm gonna mute it out and just to see, can I kind of play around with a bass line. We try that, just play around with that one for the bass line and just see how it rolls when we actually put in the kick, different things of that nature. Now, what I do, I take that and move it. Like if I be like, oh, and I do another take. I do it like 3 takes until I find the one that I actually want to fit, right? So that's how I do it sometimes. Sometimes I don't do it all the time, but this particular time I am. Basically, I'm just cleaning up. I mean, you can use Quantize, it'll do the same thing, but sometimes some notes, I like to leave it the way it is. Um, if it's kind of like a trap style music, then yeah, you know what I mean? You kind of want to leave it in like a computerized state. I mean, that's how I say it, like a beat machine, basically. But if you're doing like some old school, maybe some R&B or some vintage joints, or even some boom bap or some old school hip hop stuff like that, man. I like for the drums to be like Jay Dilla, um, to kind of not all the time be quantized. I mean, you don't want to mess either, but you want it to be not hitting all at the same time. But it all depends on what feel you want. Then we take that we layer it. So we'll find something to layer it with, and then we go from there. Let's bring in all right. I don't want to blow nobody eardrums out, so take this down. I normally start off about minus 12 dB. That's how I normally do when it comes down to gain staging. Some people go as far as 18, like, so it just depends on your ear and how you want to do it. Okay. I actually got an idea for this one. Hold on. Let me try something. Let me bring in. Let's bring in one of my bring in Kontakt. And this is what I do with MIDI notes. I play around until I find something that I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like that bang. I like that. I use this one a lot. All right. Let's go with it. And the good thing about it, you don't have to keep anything that you pick, right? You can be like, I don't like that. Go in and change it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about working with MIDI notes. And then I got, working with audio files is fun too. For now. Then sometimes I use this plugin, or sometimes I actually use with the pads. Same thing. I mean, it's all routed through the DAW. All right, let me see. Cut this one off. I like it, but I'm looking for something a little bit more, something different. Something different. But Kontakt is one of my favorites. Anyway. What's up, Sick? What's good with you? What you saying, Sick? One of the things too, I find that when you know, like the beat that I made yesterday, as far as when you're coming in and you just playing everything on the keyboard. Um, for me, I think creativity come out extremely quick, right? Because you already know what you played versus um, getting a sample or uh, you know, chord progression and building the beat off a chord progression, and which is the same thing as building the beat off a melody, right? A chord is just a line of three notes that harmonizes together, if you will. So as long as you can get that first melody line going, everything else adjusts. But all this is being in tutorials. I don't want to bore y'all with that, but let's get some more. Play around with some drum samples. And that's a good way to get into creativity because a lot of times you can get caught into, like, I have, like, I say about 20 kicks that I use like all the time because they industry sound and they sound good, they easy to mix. So I have like about 20 kicks that I use um like all the time. You know what I'm saying? In order to get the sound that I like. But a lot of times I like to go outside the box and grab things that maybe I wouldn't use before, and stuff like that. They got these sounds loud in this pack, boy. Goodness. That's pretty cool though. I kind of like that one. I like that clap, so I'm definitely want to use the clap. I'm gonna try something a little different though. Hold on. I'm just gonna kind of play the drums with, I mean, the kick. It's kind of hard for me to just play it singly. I can't get the feel that I want, so we just play them together. I don't really like to kick with it, but we'll see. The Drip King, what's up with you, man? All right, let me see. Me, it's fun playing around with like I love playing around with the drums. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to like come up with different aspects or whatever, and that's what I do. I mean, that's basically I just come up with drum patterns, just have fun until you come up with something that sound dope. You know what I mean? Like, man, this sound dope to me. You know what I mean? So I want to turn these down since it's giving me tracks. So we just go ahead and cut those down. That's why they so loud. All right. I like that sound of that one. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay, people. That's a nice clap. Now this is where it's a stark difference like between the samples that you get like an MPC is a big difference. But you know, I just like to go through their stuff and see what they have. Cause sometimes you can find some pretty cool stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What's up, Boss T? Boss T, hey man. Most definitely, I got some things. I write it to you though. I put it in your email or whatever. But that was a nice talk last night, brother. So I just kind of like go around and you want the best. I mean, your drums is like so important. Is nuts. It's like your melody could be dope, but if your drums ain't knocking a certain way, depending on what you're trying to accomplish, you know what I mean, in the whole process. Like today, I'm more comfortable with just getting over here and just playing something on the keyboard, right? I grabbed a MIDI file today because I just wanted to show how you can build around MIDI files and different things of that nature. But I love to just create, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I use samples and different things of that nature, but I try to stay away from them. But you know, it just saves me a lot of headache in the long run. Going through these, like, I haven't even been through these kits like since I first got the DAW. So it's like it's kind of cool. Like some of them got some they got some fire stuff. I'm just kind of old school, you know. I have my set, you know, things that I like, but these some nice samples. Woohoo! Like that. All right. But anyway, I might have to revisit that one. Like I know some guys, that's how they make their beats. So, I mean, some people make their beats like that, just everything on a pad. I think it's dope though. Like, what was the dude name? Something Black. Jet. I don't want to say Jet Black, but it's something Black. Um, yeah, he be like be dancing on them. That's a kit with instruments. I gotta remember that though, because I'm gonna make a beat out of that. That's nice. All right, I'm gonna try the trap kit just so I can move on because I keep. Ooh, that kind of nice. Hold on. Kind of nice. Come on, don't do that to me. Okay, we just gonna go with that. Forget it. Yeah, Jay Black. Jay Black. Yeah, man, that dude. I love watching how he do his beats, man. I just think it's dope, man. I be done broke everything I had trying to try to do that. Like, but that's how cool though. Like I'm more on the, you know, you have different producers. Like you have your three different producers, right? You have your producers that work off loops. That's like it. They go to like sites like Looperman or Splice or and they just use loops. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know, I'm gonna do some tutorials to teach people how to use loops. I always tell people don't just take a loop and just put it into your project and don't change it, right? You want to do something to it. Make it yours. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't be too happy if somebody took a loop for me and, you know what I'm saying, put it into their project and was like, didn't give me no credit. It goes on all the time, man. But um, you just always want to be fair, you know, because karma come back. You don't want that. 100. What I'm doing now is going in, just looking for one of my hi-hats, because I want something like not too crispy, but something that I can get some nice rolls with. I'm not going to use the rim, so we put it there. We rename the pad. All right. That's a kind of a lower one. Let me see, can we get a... There we go. What am I not using? Let me put this one here. It's already called hat, but we rename it again. A language that I understand. I have to turn this pad blue because I like to look at things in color. All right. All right. You know what? Let's put some note repeats in and just see how that sounds. It's not the hat I want. Hold on. I'm looking for a particular. There you go. All right, let's just play around and put some in it. Uh-oh. Alrighty here. Got this. Let's see. We got the... And just play it. Change that bass sound. The reason I don't like to color my 808 like a whole lot, because I'm already going to do it with the in the mixing process. So I try not to double process it. And it all goes for what kind of sound you're looking for, especially when it comes to bass. Like, you know, what you're looking for as far as that. Oh, I didn't even see that, Boss T. Said give me a saxophone on the beat. Let me see. See what we got. See what we got. Yeah, as y'all can see, man, I be rocking this plug-in. I thought I had one in my. We had a tenor sax. I kind of like alternate. It's kind of funny because I kind of like alternate beats. It's like depending on how I feel. Like the last beat I did was hype, right? This one hype. The next one to be more R&B feel. It kind of depends on how I feel. Let me go down. Let me go down. try something else with that. Let's see. This here. This over here. And the reason I keep recording and moving, because I don't know if I'm gonna keep those, right? So you always want to just audition different parts and save it. Cause I'm telling you, you be in a room with some people that some artists, and they want you to, hey, cause they'll tell you a lot of times, hey, what's that the one I just did a couple of minutes ago or 30 minutes ago that we thought was trash. I want to use that. You know what I'm saying? What you going to say? Oh, I know, I already deleted that. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to just keep everything until, you know, at least till you're in the mixing process. And in the tutorials that I'm going to have, I show you how to keep it organized. Like the way you see it on screen right now, that's just a quick way, but it's another way you can organize it so you can just pull it up quickly when you need it. All right, now, by this being a trap song, as you can see, this is three different segments of the saxophone. So you could try. I'm definitely not going to keep that. All right. at that here. Let's go ahead and move it up an octave. Uh-oh. My bag, my bag. Come on, you can do it. All right. You go shift and up to go up an octave. What up with you, man? You all right? Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Right now, I'm just kind of like, a lot of times I add on little accents, um, beat elements in certain songs. So you just gotta hear it and kind of find a spot for it, you know? Greedy. That'd be a nice thing. So when I drop the bass out, let's see here. And I'm adding a little bit more instruments to this one. Now the mixing process, I always say you want to fix as many problems as you can while you making a beat, as you that beat maker. You know what I'm saying? Like while you making a beat, you want to fix as many problems. And you want to know what you have to fix, right? Like I already know that when I go into mixing, my 808 is competing with the other bass sound that I have in here. Easy fix in mixing. So, but you have to identify what the problem is before you can kind of address it. You know what I mean? And that just comes with having an ear. You don't have to necessarily be a genius in music. It just have to be, you hear it, right? You can hear when something off. Like my 808 ain't punching through the mix the way that I need to do. All that is done in mixing. Making a beat is pretty simple. You just put a beat together, you arrange it. The mixing process and the mastering process is where your patience will be tested. It's simple as that. You know what I mean? But I love it, man. Yeah, that's the best way to go too. You know what I'm saying? Addressing it, you know, kind of fixing the problems as you go. But I like that gritty sound. Yeah, it's not that bad though, so I'll be able to easily get in there and play around with that. All right. So again, these are the ones that y'all see me playing around with a lot of stuff as far as having 1, 2, 3 takes of something, right? And that's basically what you see down here. It's just, this was an extra take. And these are just different takes of, I was like, oh, let me try this, let me try this. Almost like this one. Let me see. I like this one too, don't get me wrong, but I want to try. I think this was the first one that I had. I just want to see how it sounds. I have to bring up the level of it, that's for sure. Let's see. And you can hear the difference, right? So if I leave it here, all this, everything below 50 hertz is where I want my 808 to hit. I want that to punch through. So you don't want anything competing with that. So you just move it over. You don't want to bring it like all the way up here, as you can, it weakens the signal. So I'm anywhere from, I say 200 hertz to 100 hertz. On piano, I like to do 100 hertz because I want them lower notes to be heard in the piano. So that's just how I do it. And then I might have to come back and change it. We'll see. And this is just some pre-mixing. This is just me fixing some of the things that I want to fix before I go into mixing. During even pre-mixing what I'm doing now, a lot of things I like to do is take out those extremely high frequencies, what we call hurt frequencies that, you know, repeated it. You don't want to hurt the people that you're trying to sell beats to. So you want to keep it to a certain level. You don't damage your own ears or somebody else's. And another trick too is with your 80, you know, this is just a little trick. This is just a trick that I'm showing y'all because it'll help as far as getting your 808 to hit harder, which is a whole lot of different ways, but this is a simple way when it comes down to Pro EQ. Again, I go into deeper detail. The first video will be up on YouTube to subscribers. And basically, man, I'm just like diving a little bit deeper than what y'all see here. You know what I mean? Just diving in deeper, giving some of that. Everybody claim to have the secret sauce. I mean, the truth is every producer have something that they do that's different from everybody else. It's not really a secret sauce. Like, I'm gonna show you something and then you gonna bang out tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's a process of learning, developing your ear. And that comes with time, man. You know what I mean? Like, it literally, unless you just born with it. Some people are. Some people just born with that kind of gift. But I love to train my ear, and I still train my ear, because I go back and I listen to some of my tracks and I'll be like, man, I shouldn't have took so much of that out, or I shouldn't have did this, or you know what I mean. But that's how you learn. I was gonna take a little bit off the 808, but I don't know if I want to do that. Not that much, just a little bit. Let me see. Always take a little bit off. I mean, it's not like it's frequencies that we're not going to hear anyway. It's humanly impossible to hear. Or unless I'm, if you're making it for like specifically for a club, then you want to go in and kind of tone those because they have the equipment to bump that low, that super low end bass that most people never hear in the song. Like I hear it on my studio monitors and different things of that nature, but a lot of times if it's not treated correctly or um, especially on iPhones and phones and stuff like that, it don't really come through. So you have to treat it. Now this is the other bass sound. I don't want to take too much off of it because I need that to have a presence as well. Jacob Gleason, what's up, man? Sorry if I be missing y'all stuff, man. I be so focused into what I'm doing when I'm the best ever. Oh yeah, man, it's sure. That's for sure, man. That is for sure. But I think it all comes down to wanting what you want out of your music. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been the kind of person that I try to perfect my craft. You know what I'm saying? When I got into making beats, I thought, you put some loops together, you like, yeah, you get a cracked version of Fruity Loops, and you think you're a producer, right? So, um, but that's how I learned, man, and just watching, you know, different people do things. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first started doing music, I mean, YouTube was there, but it wasn't there, if that makes sense. So, a lot of stuff I just had to learn by era, man. You know what I'm saying? And then once I really got serious about it, I learned a lot of stuff off YouTube and just I mean I've always had I always loved music and had an ear for music. Um, I was always trying to make some kind of music, whether it was me rapping or me singing or me, I've always tried to do something. But when I got off into production, that's where I found my love. Like this is what I love to do. It's your name, right? So um, when people hear it, you want it to sound as professional as possible. You know what I mean? So the extra time that it takes to actually go through all of this, you know what I mean? Um, a lot of beat makers, especially, would be like, man, I just like to make the beat in the MPC, bump it out, and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that because a lot of times beat maker, you could just make the beat. You don't worry about mixing it. you sell it, well, I mean, you do want a halfway decent copy in order to sell it. But if you already have people that know, okay, you a beat maker. A lot of producers have beat makers on their team. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it all just depends, man. I do think it's a difference between beat makers and producers, though. I do think that. That's for sure. I definitely think that. And another thing too about me saving all these, like these baseline takes that I did, and these what instrument is this? Tripping. That's why I say I always label it. Oh, I thought that was I forgot I used a different kind of instrument. Okay. Um, all right, so let's add in the strings. Then in the mixing process, I want to bring those strings out a little bit more, because the strings have like a let's see, that right there. I want that to be very on the top of the mix, right? Like sitting right on the top. So everything else is going, but you hearing that, yeah, 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 you know. I had this one. I didn't like it. It was making the mix too muddy, if you will. So um I just squashed that one. So I'm just gonna have the strings, um keyscape, well, piano. Right now I think I'm using the cinematic LA custom preset. I just keep hearing that sitting right on top of the mix. That's all gonna go. So you have to have like a picture on where you see your product, where the end result, right? That's how I look at it, the end result. I mean, it's not easy, being a producer, because we have to make money in so many different ways. We all got families just like anybody else. So we have to make money in so many different ways. You kind of like gotta mix. If you know how to do that, you do that. If you know how to master, you master. It ain't just I make beats. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so many other things you doing. You know what I mean? Like now I'm getting into tutorials and making loop packs and uh, trying to get TV placements. Different things of that nature, man. So you just try to get. It's a hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's a hustle, just like any other hustle. But the good thing about saving these, I can arrange it in a way that you can change up the beat, right? Um, Change the energy. Y'all hear me say that a lot. Energy, energy, energy. Um, just because you don't want the same thing playing through the whole song. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the same energy. It's that's why with TikTok I normally try to arrange it in a way that you get it kind of like get a feel of it, whether it's 4-bar intro or 8-bar intro. So it's a lot to try to compact in that 1 minute, because you're trying to get that energy, that same energy that's on the full track. You know what I mean? So and because I know I'm gonna change some things around, I'm not going to, well, this one I'm not going to use this one at all. So what I can do, Y'all know what it is. Oh no, it's the drums. Bounce these down. Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave these MIDI for now, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna change. I'm gonna have another drum pattern. So I will bounce this one. Bounce this section. This was the I normally name as I go, as y'all know, but this is the rickshaw. It's more, I treat it as a guitar. That's what it sounds. Mimics like a nice guitar. So that's when I'm mixing it, that's what I treat it as. And what was that? Oh. And this is a good way, I mean, you always want to name your tracks, but especially in the mixing process, man, it really helps to know where you at. All right, we go ahead and I bounce these two down. Move this, move this. I always do this so I can see the wave files. I know I say this, but for everybody that watches, a lot of times people ask why you cutting the volume up, and it does look like that. But in Studio One, we have a thing that you can, just so you can see the imagery, and you can go up and down on it. It's very useful, especially when you bounce things down, because a lot of times when you bounce it down, you don't see the wave files. And by me being a visual person, it just helps when I see it. It's a personal little quirk that I have. Not necessary. All right, I'm gonna keep that bass, so we'll go ahead and bounce that down. The drums, I'm not gonna bounce down as of yet. This piano, most definitely we can bounce that. Just say keys. I'm gonna leave all the drums on just for right now. And then you know how I color code everything. All my instruments are blue. And I know all this seems extra to a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But trust me, save you a lot of time. All right, bounce the strings out as well. All right. A whole lot of time. Okay, leave that red. This is going to be red because it's an 808. It's percussive. You want to make sure we put that in mono. And also the kick, once I bounce the kick down from the MIDI files. Right now they just MIDI, the drums. And that's pretty much how I mean, I'm arranging everything, show y'all some more, but it's like from this right here, right? Boom, you're done. And a lot of people are like, what you mean you done? Like you're done. You're done as far as the beat making process, right? I'm done with the beat making process. I have my drums, which I just have to bounce them down from the impact. Which I think I might do now. Because I have enough variation that I might not have to mess with the drums. If anything, I might have to do a break. So I'm just gonna go ahead and explode down to tracks and go ahead and name it kick, hi-hat, Not a whole lot of going on. And that's funny because a lot of times I do like that one that I did on live, Donny Hathaway one, the sample. I wasn't even thinking about putting him on that track. It was just, I was like, oh, let me go back and get some old school old school vocal and put on there and see how it sounds. And I like that one, so didn't have to change too much on it because it was already in the right key. I just had to go up an octave, so it wasn't that bad. So I didn't destroy his vocals. It's Donny Hathaway. You don't want to mess the man vocals up. All right, so now that we have it all here, what we can do, now I can go in here and just bounce all this down. I'm always cleaning up because it's like, this is an easy one, man, but telling you have some tracks that it's like 20 tracks in that session, especially when you start dealing with vocals and background vocals and lead vocals and ad libs. And I mean, this list can get, these tracks can get a lot. You know what I'm saying? So keeping everything arranged as you go is crucial. You know what I'm saying? So I always keep it a habit. Yeah, I don't necessarily have to do it on this one because it's not that many tracks, but it helps to get accustomed and getting used to doing things orderly while I'm discoloring the wrong things here. Okay, string, hat, kick, snare, bass. All right. So now all you have to do to make it out of a beat is to arrange it. So you duplicate it a couple times. By this being double time, the hook is 16 bars instead of 8. So your intro will be 8 bars, 4 to 8 bars, and then your hook. This would be the full hook here. This part from here to here will be the hook. As you can see, intro, hook. But what I do for, like, again, I'll never use a whole hook for TikTok. I normally just do an intro. I treat the intro kind of like a hook in a way. So the first part, I have less instrumental chords, and then it bangs for them 8 bars. And then I try to make sure the artist, if they want to do a hook, they can do a quick 8-bar hook and still have 16 bars. So that's how I try to do it. So we duplicate it again. All right. So we already know. Let me move this stuff up. I always put my instruments up top. So, bam. All right. So the first thing I want to do first is always listen. And if you notice, I'm not touching any of my faders, even though I know some of them need to be cut down. And you will see why in a few. All right, so then you go in here. You're not going to need this. And I can already hear that low end. See where it hits at. Yeah, it's hitting too hard. Another key that I have some tutorials up on this as well, but parallel bus. You know, a lot of people call it what is his name? Oh my God, I forgot famous mixing dude. But anyway, he called it his rear bus. And basically it's parallel compression of the whole mix, the instruments of the mix. So I'm gonna be showing that, how to do that, and that's how you polish a beat, right? You know, you paint it. What we doing now, we just paint it, right? Now we just putting things where we want it to be, and then after that, you go in and you like, let's tweak this sound. Let's make this. Let's scratch this. Let's throw this away, and let's bring in another 808. All that will be done in the mixing process, because once you start mixing things and slapping limiters on, I mean, there's no plugins whatsoever on the tracks right now. And that's how you want it when you first make a beat. You don't want to be slapping plugins on it. You want the real sound of it. Because if you can get that to sound good, you don't have to use millions of thousands of plugins to get the correct sound that you're trying to accomplish. So by it be first coming in, like with that 808, I already know, and I'm just gonna bring it down from up here. Just a little bit. Because basically what you have, you have this kick here. If we solo the kick, we solo the kind of like the bass guitar sound, and then if we what else was it? The bass. I mean, not the bass. Yeah, the bass. I'm tripping. All right, so these three is what I look for, because this is my low end. Now, all those have lower frequencies, you dig? It's like everything down low. You want that, but you just don't want to get it all muddy, right? So that's where you go in the mixing process and try to figure out, okay, is that too low? Is that too high? And you deal with it from there. Uh-oh. Hey, that's the guitar. Where's that bass? Where the bass at? Where the bass at? All right. That's the clap. I ain't looking for that. There we go. as you can see here, this is the 808. And this is really hitting right here around 0 to the 50 hertz range. So the guitar, which is another bass sound, we had previously already took out all the way up to the 50. Now to free up more space, if we wanted to, we can move it up a little bit more. Now it's starting to breathe a little bit, right? Because we starting to dig out some of those frequencies that's hitting each other. You feel me? Now what I do, I mute this. I already know where I want to go from here. Then from here to here, I highlight all the tracks and I put an NLS bus. Just to kind of give it like an analog feel. I actually learned this from Devon Terrell, actually. And it actually works out. You know, it really puts a nice polish on your mix. All right, so we have that. On all of my instrument tracks, we're not using this one, so we can get rid of that. We're not using it. Wait a minute, are we using this one? No. Add that. All right. All right, but that's why I wanted to show y'all how to deal with frequencies really quickly. I have more in-depth tutorials on how to deal with that, but I'm not going to use these. But you can use any EQ to do the same thing that I just did to help filter out competing frequencies. Let me see here. Well, I tell you what, from here to here, we put a Neutron 3 on. No, from here too. And here. Neutron 3. All right. Then from here to here, I put a relay. Okay. And this is the part that, you know, you have to go in, you got to name everything. Trust me when I tell you it's worth it though. I know I keep saying that, y'all, but trust me, it's worth it at the end when you keep everything orderly. That's real talk. All right, then we have, where was I at? Okay. So I go through there really quickly. And you will see why it's important. The way, you know, it's so many different ways to mix. To mix your music. But it all boils down to, regardless of what you use, regardless of how much money you spend on what you use, a lot of these things are aids and they do help, trust me, because I'm using one now. So they most definitely do help, but you still have to use your ears, because I mean, a plug-in or a machine can't tell you what you hear. That makes sense. Like, you know something don't sound right in the mix, but the machine or the plug-in is saying it's good. And all of these plugins, Neutron, all these plugins that supposed to help mix and everything, all those are suggestions, right? This is what we think. They're not in the room with you when you're mixing it. So always keep that in mind. Don't ever just go with it and just go with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you mixing a song for a client, or you mixing a song to be sold. You know what I'm saying? So you just, be mindful of that. All right, we got the bass here, and then below we got the snare. So now we got all that in place. I want to put all of my, well, before I put all my drums in the drum bus, you know what? I'm going to do it now. Just go ahead and get it out the way. Put it in the drum bus. I'm just like going to cut on the processing that I have on the drum bus. All my instruments goes to a band bus, which is an instrument bus. All right, so now we have everything in the buses that need to go in the buses. One of the things I want to work on really quickly, hold on. And just little things like that. I just wanted to do that because it was in my mind to do it, and I be done forgot. So, but I explained that what I just did in a few seconds. Mixing, visual mixer. All right. Don't worry, this is on the main. I don't like to put anything on my main track. This restream that you see that's the only way that y'all can actually see, not see, but hear the audio coming from my DAW. So that's what that is. I'll be doing tutorials on that for any producers that wanna, you know, get the sound out of their DAW easily without having to rig up everything. You can just do it this way, make it so much easier. But okay. This is a program called Neutron. You can get it on a monthly thing. I think it's like $29, $29 a month. And Splice, or I think the price is 400 and something, 300 and something. I'm not sure, but I think they might have a free trial. I'm pretty sure they do. Most plugins do. And then you can check it out from there. This is one of the things that I use for mixing. If it's not an in-depth mix, if it's an in-depth mix, then of course it's a little different, but this works. All right, so basically it's asking me, what do I want the focus to be? So we can go kick. Where is that? I wanted that Was it the guitar? I think it was the guitar. All right, we'll see. We'll see how. Well, wait a minute. Before I do that, let me see here. I'm gonna kind of mix, kind of get a thing on how. And as we're mixing, you will begin to hear it clear up, right? And then it listens and it gives you a suggestion. Like, this is from what you asked, from what you said. You said you wanted the kick to be present, you wanted the 808 to be dominant. It's going to listen to all that, and then it's going to kind of like give you a suggestion, like, hey, try to mix it this way or try to mix it this way. I'm gonna change the preset. And this is why I say is good for a suggestion, but don't just click it and be like, oh, okay, that's a good mix. And try to ride with it, because you will be upset. All right, let's see. put the clap? Because the bass is already going to be dominant, especially when I get done treating it. So, oh, let's try this. I cut y'all thing down. Blow y'all eardrums. I'm starting to hear that. Alright. I forgot to cut. You gotta cut it back over. Alright. But now I can hear that where I've been trying to hear it. Alright. And it's 11:52. Even though it was that late. And so that's pretty much, how I come up, as y'all know, I come up with a beat. Um, you come up with an 8-bar loop, and you just keep adding. You add your drums on top of that. Um, then you arrange it, and then you kind of mix it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw me pre-mix or whatever, but then you mix it. Then you got vocals and everything, something to be released. Then you master it, different things of that nature. But all that is going to be on YouTube. Um, I'm new to this as far as like being on YouTube and all this kind of stuff. So just learning as I go. But um, most definitely, I appreciate you for tuning in. And I got to get up out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Much love.